Hey folks, welcome to verifiedinvesting.com. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Now, in today's video, we're going to deep dive into the airline sector, specifically United Airlines and Delta Airlines. We're going to look technically at the charts, so base all of our analysis on the technicals of the chart of UAL and DAL. What are they saying? What are they telling us? What are the probabilities? Let's dive right in. So first, we're going to look at UAL, which is United Airlines Holdings. The stock, again, had that big fall from the top that was put in January. Notice that huge engulfing reversal candle, the bearish consolidation, and then the rollover and collapse. The stock dropping from basically $116 all the way down to $52 before slowly grinding higher over the last 4 to 5 months. Now, this is the kicker. The question is, are we getting to a point where the chart is starting to run into resistance? And the answer would be yes. And the reason you know this is for a couple fold, and I'm going to show you. So I have a level that really anywhere in this range here, this upper range where there was a lot of buyers and sellers. So there was a lot of buyers in this range after this pullback. And again, remember, for every seller, there's a buyer, right? So even though the price ended up going down, there had to be people that were buying up here. They have been bag holders for a long, long time. And there's a general psychology in investing that people that get smoked on a trade, they tend to want to get out, or they get excited when they get made whole again, meaning they get their money back. So you're really looking at this area, I would say anywhere between 107 and 109, maybe 110 as a big resistance level. Now, we want to find other factors on the chart, right? So to do that, we have to look at basically a couple different factors. So number one, I would zoom out and say, okay, where was our last major high? And I would say right here in 2023, this high wasn't as high, this high wasn't as high. So this stands out as the highest point prior to this big bull move. If you go back a year plus this way, right? I mean, even more than a year, really, a couple years, and even all the way over until we broke out to the upside. So that's the level. And when you're trying to figure out pivots, those are what you want to focus in on. The highest point, the lowest point in recent history. So if we take a trend line from here and we draw a trend line through these pullback lows, see how you pulled back right in here, and we drag it out. Look at what that does actually. That's actually very interesting because we can see if we zoom in on this zone right here, right, that we kind of got up here, broke out, retraced, went up, retraced, went up, retraced, and then finally went up and made our high. And then even right here, you could see it kind of was hammering and then finally broke down. And look at this. It went back up, pierced it, and then continued its collapse. So that tells us there's credence in the chart of or the trend line that we just put in on UAL. And notice where this goes up to, folks. This is between the 107 level and the 110 level that we just talked about. All right, so it really starts to kind of enlighten us on a prospective major resistance on UAL. I'm going to put a zone here between 107 and 110 right there. And you can see, again, this trend line merges into this area. Now, the last thing I like to do is look at a Fibonacci retrace. So we take the highest point, we use our Fib tool, and we go down to the lowest point here. We just drag it over here. And lo and behold, look at what's right smack in the middle at 109, the 886 Fibonacci retrace. And so really, this really gives us a three-factor resistance level on UAL right between 107 and 110. And to me, at least, that gets my attention. I will most likely pull the trigger on a short on UAL if it gets up there. So we're only about, right now we're trading at 105. So really $2 to $3 higher, I'm going to start to leg in, and I'll probably add all the way up to about 110, maybe even leaving myself a little leniency just in case it pops to double top, which is at 116. Now, let's flip over to DAL. DAL chart, very similar. Big drop here from January into the April lows, and then really this stair-step climb higher. Now, on this chart here, what we can see is you have, again, a little bit different. There's a little bit more upside potential here. I would say right in this vicinity, you would start to see some resistance around 64 all the way up into the lows there. And you guys can see, so really 64 to 65 starts to get my attention. In addition, what we can see here is there is a key trend line right through here, right? So you have essentially this trend line right through there. You have also this secondary one that's just a little bit higher, and they're all leading us into that same zone. Okay, and again, this is obviously the highest pivot on this side going back a ways, and then this was until we hit here. Then you had a higher pivot, and that's why I'm actually drawing two trend lines in this scenario. But they both find their way through right here, and then up, hit, hit, again, we hit, bounced, and broke down. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm eyeing there. And then lastly, what we can see here is, look at this, guys. Look at this right up here. This is a beautiful little resistance area from all of these highs connecting. This one missed by a fraction, but hits exactly at the highs, exactly at the highs, missed by a fraction, exactly at the highs, and even right here, exactly at the highs. And so notice how everything is converging right in this range, right? So if you're looking at the airline stocks, both Delta and UAL, United Airlines, there still should be a tiny bit more upside. But on Delta, once you get to about 63 to 65, that is your zone where multiple, and I repeat, multiple major resistance levels are converging. And again, on UAL, we talked about that key level, just flipping back here, folks, anywhere between 107 and 110, which is just a little bit higher as well. Again, notice how both charts are very similar, that they're just underneath. They're not quite to those levels. They're just underneath. Those are, again, merging into resistance. So, again, suffice it to say that on these charts, we are nearing a swing short opportunity on both United Airlines and Delta. Again, a little bit more upside should be expected, but then again, looking to slowly accumulate a short position on UAL and DAL looks very, very high probability for a swing trade pullback. All right, guys, hope you found this video useful. Remember, all charts, no BS. The charts are the charts. Whatever they're telling us, that's what we go with, because that's where truth lies. And always remember, charts, a chart doesn't lie to you. It is what it is, right? And so you use the charts to give you odds or probabilities, and you base trades off of that. And that's really honestly the only way in my 26 years of trading that I've ever found to be a good trader and make a lot of winning trades and make a lot of money, is by abiding by what the charts are saying, not what my personal belief is or my feelings are. Those don't matter. Markets don't care. It's what the charts are doing. All right. Have a great one, guys, as always. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.